Hey everybody, Joe Joseph here for thedailysheeple.com, and this is your new shot. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you'll know that I often speak ill about the private prison industrial complex and their tight ties with Washington, D.C. Truthout.org says the U.S. secret private prison industry is about to become much less secretive. Isn't that great? Finally, something to shed some light into all of these contracts that are given to the private prison industry. It says here 75 miles southwest of San Antonio, Texas, in the expansive desert between the U.S.-Mexico border and nestled between oil boom towns of yesteryear is Dilley, the epicenter of a new battle over immigrants' rights. The remote town of 4,000 people has enjoyed a hot local economy thanks to its most controversial feature, its private prison. Dilley houses the nation's largest family detention center, a 50-acre complex that holds 2,400 detainees every night. The center has become a symbol of the resurgent private prison industry and a reminder of why the Justice Department abandoned these facilities in the first place. The private prison industry, which briefly fell into free fall after President Obama's Justice Department announced the government would end its use of private prisons in August 2015, of course, has found wonderful new allies in President Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions. I mean, look, this is the raw deal with these guys, okay? They think that private prisons and a lot of these police state agendas are good for the country. They're really not. They're really not, okay? The first thing I want everybody to do when you hear that, Jeff Sessions, Ronald John, they're really cranking down on crime. Hoorah. Take whatever your view is on this and flip it 180 degrees out. And then look at it that way. Because that's the actual truth of the story. It's not a good thing for America. It's legalized slavery. And it's wrong because we consider China to be almost a slave state because of their labor conditions within their giant factories that make the iPhones and all that kind of stuff. Well, the private prison industry, hell, the federal prison industry and the private prison industry do the exact same thing, 25 cents an hour. A lot of people say, wow, they get 3 squares a day. Yeah, they're on the bologna diet. How much is that? How much is that? 1,500 calories a day. How much is that? Think about what's going on here. And what's going on is legalized slavery within these borders. Now, on October 10th, the Supreme Court ruled against the giants like the GEO Group and the Corrections Corporation of America, who to date have received billions in taxpayer dollars for renewed government contracts and have leveraged their private status to closely guard the details of their deals. Now, they tried to block a Freedom of Information request by government watchdog groups, but the Supreme Court ruled that can't happen anymore. This lawsuit was filed in 2013 after 2 government agencies refused to release information about the detention bed quota, a little-known mandate that requires government agents to fill 34,000 bed immigrant detention centers across the country. So there is a quota in place that federal agents have to fill by contract. The detention bed quota, it says, which dates back to 2009, has inflated the incarceration rates at detention centers, including the Dilley complex, which is managed by CCA. Now, CCA and GEO profit enormously from these policies, and consider the amounts that these companies pay to lobby Congress. It's no wonder government officials are so adverse to sharing their secrets. Think about this. The Nonpartisan Campaign Legal Center was blocked on similar grounds for gaining information about the GEO pertaining to its $110 million contract with the Justice Department. And that information it sought may reveal illegal spending by the government after GEO donated, get this, up to $225 million to a pro-Trump super PAC. This, my friends, is the product of the Citizens United decision of 2010. When that decision came down, that was the birth of super PACs. And super PACs, you can donate as much as you want. Campaign contributions don't matter when it comes to super PACs. $225 million GEO donated to the Trump campaign. Now that is absolute. If you don't think that Trump and Sessions owe them favors, I mean, you got another thing coming. So, of course, as soon as Trump and Sessions come in, they start reversing the progress of getting rid of these private prisons and stopping the madness of all these petty drug crimes. And now they're right back at it. And I'm sure an immigrant quota is not the only thing out there, which, when this information surfaces, will prove very damning, not just to the prison industrial complex, the private prison industrial complex, but also to those that inhabit Mordor on the Potomac, who have sanctioned slavery. Think about that. The land of the free and the home of the brave, where slavery reigns supreme to this day. Private prisons, 25 cents an hour labor, abhorrent conditions, and, to be quite frank, has no place in America. I'm Joe Joseph. This was thedailysheeple.com's News Shot. Feel free to comment below and visit our website at thedailysheeple.com. Have a great day, everybody.